Hello fashion designers, this is going to be a detailed tutorial on how to cut and sew this beautiful dress. We're going to be drafting the upper bodice on paper and then we're going to go ahead to cut on fabric and then do the sewing. It's as detailed as possible. Also in this video I'll be showing how to the easiest way to do your fabric placement. That is to attach your lace on already sewn bustier. The easiest way out. Without further ado, let's dive into the video. Starting point line, which is this. I've just marked this line Manhattan point line vertically and horizontal. So measurements from here is going to go in this way. From here is going to start from this line. So I'm going to be measure my shoulder slope of 1.5 inches here as well. So I measure my shoulder slope of 1.5 inches and I'll connect the lines together. That's my shoulder slope, and then because the front and back is not the same, I'm just going to start from here and measure 1 inches. The width of the depth of my neck, depth for the back is going to be 1 inches. So the depth of my neck area is going to be 1 inches. So I'll just go ahead and place 1 inches. So automatically I have subtracted half inches from this. Then from here it says 1.5 inches. So I just measured 1 inch. So the back half length is so much shorter than the front half length. So because I've gone up from here by 1 inch, that means I've taken out these half inches. So I'll be subtracting these half inches from the difference I have from the front and the back when marking the half length for the back. So on this 1 inches I went up by, I'm going to be marking my neck width of 3 inches. So I'll place it this way as well. I'll mark my 3 inches and then I'll connect my dots together. So from these 3 inches, I'm going to be placing my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 16.25 divided by 2. That's giving 8.13. So I'll twist my tape this word and make sure that my 8.13 is sitting on this my shoulder slope line. And then I'm going to be adding half inches to it because I'm working with a shoulder dart. This half inch is going to be the shoulder dart. I'm still going to take out this half inches. So and then I will connect it. Then I'll connect it to the shoulder tip like this. Then I'm going to be doing my bust is 42.2 inches divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches for my armhole, and I'm going to add the measurement from the shoulder slope line. So I'll place my tape this way and I'll get what I have. I'm having 8.59. So I'll go ahead and mark what I have and I'll connect it. So this becomes my armhole line. Then I'm going to be marking my across back. The across back measurement is always for the back, it's always the shoulder minus 1 divided by 2 inches. So my shoulder is 16.25 minus 1, that's giving 15.25 divided by 2, and then I have 7.63. So I have 7.63. The across back is always from here to here divided by 2 is your across back. So I can just use my tape this way and get the midpoint, which is here, and this is my cross back measurement. So I can just connect it like this, connect a straight line. This is my cross back SB. So and then I have 7.63. You can place that measurement here, 7.63. This is it, and then I can just bring it downward to have a straight line and take it upward so I can connect a straight line, and then I can connect my line. The cross back measurement is helpful to get a proper sitting armhole curve. So now I'm going to be placing my bust measurements. The bust is 42.5 divided by 4, and that is giving 10.65. So I'm going to be placing my bust measurement 10.65 here. 10.63, I mean to say, just 10.6. I'll place it here, and then I can now connect like this to get my armhole curve for the bag. So from the tip here, I'll connect it to this place, and then I can now connect it to this bust divided by 4 inches. I'll just change my, and just tilt it this way. And then I can just take out any pointy edge from here and make it rounded properly. And this is our armhole for the back. So now to take out the half inches that we place here for our bust, for our shoulder darts, I will measure from here the tip of the 3 inches to this, to the tip of this. I'll place my tape this way, and I'll fold it to get the midpoint first. So I'll fold my tape this way, and then this is the midpoint. So on this midpoint, half inches, 0.5 divided by 2 is 0.25. So I'm going to place 0.25 on the two sides. 0.25, and this is 0.25. And I'm going to extend it outward by 3 inches. So I'll just make the 3 inches like this. And then I will take out my shoulder darts. This is my shoulder darts. It's as simple as that. So now taking out the shoulder darts of half inches. I'll still tell you how, if you don't want to work with shoulder darts, if you don't want to cut a pattern with shoulder darts, I'll still show you how to take out these darts in the later part of this video. But let's continue. Still drafting the basic bodies. So this is what we're going to be having. This is our taking out the 3 inch the darts of half inches that we added here initially. Then I'm going to go ahead and continue with my measurements. So I'll take my tape rule and start from the starting point line and note on this half length. First of all, I'm going to be marking my front half length now, and then after which I'm going to be subtracting the difference for the back half length to get. So from this starting point line, note on this half inches that I took out from the neck area, I'm going to be placing my front half length, which is 17.5 inches. I'm going to place it this way, and I'll create a marking here, and then I'll extend it this way. I have a tutorial on this part on this channel, the basic bodies pattern, where I also explain how to draft this. You can as well check that out if this is not clear to you yet. So just connect my lines. This is my front half length. Then I'm going to be subtracting the back half length from it now. For the back half length, is I have 16.5 as my back half length, and my front half length is 17.5. So because I've taken out half inches from here already, that means I'm left with half inches to take out from the back. So I've marked out my half inches, and I'm going to be placing my waist divided by 4 inches. My waist divided by 4, my waist is 38.675. 38.675 divided by 4 plus 2 inches. 1 inch is going to be for my shoulders, my back slope, and the other 1 inch is going to be for my darts. So I'll place it, and then I'm having 11.675. I'll mark my 11.675 this way, and from this half length I'm just going to go up by 1 inch. This 1 inch is constant, and then I'm connect this 1 inch to this. So I'll connect this 1 inch I went up by to this, and then I'll connect this together. This is the bust divided by 4 that I placed earlier. So now I'm going to go ahead and take out my back slope, which is 1 inch. That's the 2 inches that we added here. So I'll take out 1 inch first, and then I'll connect it to the tip of my neck area like this. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'll just connect it to the tip like this. So now I'm left with 1 inch, which is for that. So my bust point is 6.25. That is 6.25 divided by 2. That's giving me 3.13. So instead of placing 3.13, I like doing this because if I place 3.13, that should be here and it's very close to my shoulder slope. So I'm just going to add an extra 0.5 inches to it, just like doing it just for the back. So I'll just, this is 3.13, I'll add half inches to it, making it 3.6. So this is it, and I will repeat the same thing here. I have a straight line. Yeah, so from this armhole line, I'm going to, on my bust line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and then I'll take out I'll draw a straight line, stopping at that 1 inch, and I'll take out half inches on both sides, and that means I've taken out the whole 2 inches that we added to our waist circumference divided by 4. So I'll just connect it to the tip like this. So if you have any question, don't forget to drop it in the comment section. I'll be there to attend to you all. I answer my comment, reply my comments, attend to questions there. So this is taking out the 2 inches. Then that means we are done with our upper bodice for the back. So to start, I'm going to be marking my shoulder slope. So my shoulder slope, I'm going to be marking 1.5 inches from this starting point line for my shoulder slope. That's 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to be marking my bust point line. My bust point line, my shoulder to my bust point is 11 inches. So I'll go ahead and place 11 inches. My shoulder to my under bust is 14.5 inches. I'll go ahead and do that. And the half length and work, the front half length I'm working with is 17.5 inches. So I also mark my 17.5 inches, and I'll transfer the same measurement over to this side, so be able to square it out. So my shoulder to my bust point 11, under bust 14.5, and half length 17.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect the lines together. So this is my shoulder slope. I'll mark it SP, my shoulder slope. This is my bust point, BP. This is my under bust UB, and this is my half length HL. So now I'm going to be marking, this is for the front. I'm going to be marking my neck width and neck depth. First of all, I'm going to be using the standard measurement first before I will now start my alteration. So the standard measurement for the neck width and depth is 3 by 3. So I'll mark my 3 inches width and my 3 inches depth. Then I'll go ahead and square it out. So this is my 3 by 3 neck width and depth. Now I'm going to be placing my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 16.25. That's divided by 2. 16.25 divided by 2 is giving me 8.13. So I'll go ahead and place my shoulder slope this way. This is 3 inches. No, from here to here is 3. So just place my tape rule at that 3, and I'll tilt it over to have my 8.125 on this shoulder slope line, which is 1.5. This is my 8.31. And since I'm using a shoulder dart, I'm going to be adding an extra 3 inches on my shoulder dart right here as well. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 11.13. And I'll connect it together. So I'm going to be using a shoulder slope bodice block for this. And then from here, I'm going to be making my armhole from this shoulder slope line that we drew, not from this extension of my shoulder measurement, but from this shoulder slope 9. So my bust is 42.5. I'm going to a bust of 42.5. 42.5 divided by 6 plus 2 inches. That's how to get your shoulder measurement. Or you can do plus 1.5. So 42.5 divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. That's giving me 8.59. So I can mark my 8.5 here. And this is going to be my armhole. You get. So I'll just go ahead and extend this line outward. Extend it out to like this. Or you can connect it all the way here if you want. Let me just connect it. But this is my armhole line. So this is not my armhole line. My armhole line. Or it can be my bust line as well. BL bust line. So now we have gotten this. Now we'll go ahead to place our horizontal measurement, which is my bust divided by 4, 42.5 divided by 4. That's giving me 10.65. 10.65. I'll just mark 10.65 like this. But let us take out the shoulder there so we can get over with what we have over here. So the bust span I'm working with is 6.25. 6.25 divided by 2. That's giving me 3.13. Bust span is the same thing as bust nipple to nipple. And that's giving me 3.13. I'll just place my bust span measurement like this. And I'll connect the lines together. And for this bar bodice, I'm just going to measure from here, from this from this that leg to where I have on my shoulder here. I have 2.5. When I measure from the tip to the first that leg, it should be giving me the same thing. I have 2.5 inches. So over to this front bodice, we added 3 inches to the shoulder divided by 2 to have this line. So I'm just going to measure from here. I'm measure my 2.5 from the tip here. I'll also measure my 2.5. So now I have the 3 inches extra we added at this middle area. So now I'm just going to connect it to this bust line. I'm going to be connecting to my bust span measurement that we have here. So I'll go ahead and connect that together like so. I'll connect this side so. So now we are taking out our shoulder darts. So to continue with the rest of the measurements, I'll be marking my across front, just as we did for our back, across back. I'll do my across front. For the across front, to get that, this is constant. From the bust line or the armhole line, you're going to be going up by 2 inches. I'll just mark my 2 inches this way. So I mark my 2 inches this way, and then I'll be placing my across front measurement. The starting measurement when getting your across front measurement, if you didn't take it to your client, it's minus 2 inches from your shoulder measurement. So my shoulder is 16.25. That's minus 2. It give me 14.25. 14.25 divided by 2. That's giving me 7.13. So I'll measure from here to this first dot line. I'll lift up my tip and continue the measurement from the second dot line until I get my 7.13. So this is it. And then I'll connect from this to the tip of my shoulder like shown. And this is going to be a base for my armhole curve. So now I'm just going to connect this straight down to the armhole line, just a straight line like this. Just bring it downward like shown. And then at this bust area, I'm going to be placing my bust measurement. My bust is 42.25, 42.5 divided by 42.5 divided by 4. That will give me 10.65. Hey, sorry, I'm so place it here. 10.65 This is it. So for this bust line, I meant to connect it to the bust point and not to the armhole point. Armhole line. I made a mistake here. I'm so sorry for that. So let's connect it to your bust point or shoulder to your bust point measurements, not on your armhole line. So I'll just connect this straight up like this. So this line is off. This is all the one we are using. We're not using this. And I've marked some parts too. This is the one we are using. I'm sorry for that. So this is it. So and I've placed my armhole. So I'll just connect my armhole curve like shown. So from here to here, I'll connect here first, and then I'll bring it down to the armhole line like shown. And then I'll try and take out any pointy edge using this curvy area. I'll just blend out the curvy edge here. And so this is our armhole line, just like that. So now I'm going to go back to the half length. The half length is my waist measurement is 38.675 divided by 4, and that's giving me 9.65. So I'll place my 9.65. So I'm going to be using 1 inch for that and 1 inch for contour, making it 2 inches. So I'll add 2 inches to this as well, 9.65 plus 2 inches. That should be giving me 11.65. 67. So I'll mark my 11.6 here. And just as we did for the front, look for the front, you went up the back, you went up by 1 inch here. I'm just going to go up by 1 inch here on mine as well. And then I'll connect this to here. So for the 1 inch, for the 2 inches that we added to this, I'm going to take it out. So first of all, I'll take out 1 inch. One is going to be for my darts, half inches on both sides. This is for my darts. And I'll come down from this bust point by 1 inch, like shown. And then I'll connect it to here. So I've taken out my darts. The remaining 1 inch, I'm going to from this dart line, from this dart leg, I'm going to mark 1 inch outward like this. So I've taken this out. So I'm going to be using this when I connect it to my underbust. When I'm forming the shape of my underbust, I'll take out this completely. So from this, for this 1 inch that we marked here outward, I'm going to slant it to this 1 inch we went upward here, just to give it, so this will just give a more emphasis on the waist curve. And this is it. You have any question, don't forget to drop in the comment section. So now we are done here. So I'm just going to tighten my underbust now. My underbust circumference is 38. 38 divided by 4, that's giving me 9.5. So I'll measure from here. This is our underbust. This is our underbust line. So I'll measure from here. Remember, my underbust divided by 4 is giving me 9.5. So from this starting point line, I'll measure from the starting point line. I'll measure up to this dart leg. This is what I have. I'll just mark it a bit, and I'll lift up my tape and continue measurements from the second dart leg, just like this. And I'll place my 9.5 inches. This is my 9.5 inches. And then I have an excess. This is what I'm going to be using to contour the underbust. I'll measure what I have as excess from here to here. I have 1.25. So I'm going to use that to tighten here. So from this side, I'm going to be taking out 0.375. That's 3/8. 3/8 is, that's 0.38. I'll take it out here, and then the remaining measurement, or to have 1.25, I'll take it out this side. So now I'm going to be connecting this. I'll connect this to the dart leg here. Just watch carefully where I'm connecting it to. Connect this to the dart leg, and for this I'm going to connecting this to this 1 inch here. So that means from the bust span measurements, I have 1.5 inches this way. You get, so I'll just mark it like shown, and then I'll form my bust under bust curve now. So be careful with the placement of your ruler. I'll place my ruler this way. The more curvy part is upward, and I'll connect it like this. And then for this too, I'll be using this more curvy ruler for that. The more curvy part will be upward, and from here I'll be connecting it to the bust point. And just like that, we are done with our under bust tightening. Length my hip, I'm using 8 inches. So this is 8 inches. This is 8 inches. And I'll connect my lines like this. So I'll just extend this starting point line downwards as well. So for my hip, I'm working with the hip of 48 divided by 4. That's giving me 12 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch to that, making it 13 inches. The 1 inch I'm adding because I'm going to be taking these dots downwards, so I can able to take out these dots. So I will still take out the 1 inch. So to this, I'll connect it to the waist like this. So to be able to take out these dots from the half length, from the hip line, I'm going to place my bust span, which I measured here 3.1. I'll bring it downwards here, 3.1, and I'll connect it. And then I'm going to be going up here by 2 inches, and I'll take out these dots this way. So here. As you can see, it's not this line that I connected. I connected the normal initial dart leg to here, and then remember I added 1 inch to the hip line. So I will take out the 1 inch. I'll mark 1 inch here. I'll mark 1 inch here. Remember this is the 2 inches, so it's going to be equal with the 2 inches I went up with. Went up by. So I'll just connect this straight like this, and then from here I'll connect it to this point. So I've taken out the darts now. So you can either take it out this at this point, or you can take it out from the side. But I prefer taking it out from the midpoint. If I don't want to work with a dart lower part, I can just fold it in and tape it down, and it should be a smooth lower body. I'm working with I'm working with a blouse and a skirt. I can just cut this out and cover this up to have a dartless lower bodice. So now we're done with the front. We're going to do the same thing for the back. So for the back, I'll also measure my hip line. From my half length to my hip line, I'll measure down 8 inches. And I'll connect it like this. For my 8 inches, I set the placement of my tape from this line. 8 inches. It means if I go up from this normal, the new half length that we drew, it's going to be 9 inches. So take note of that. So now I'm going to be placing my hip divided by 4. Exactly my hip divided by 4. My hip is 48 divided by 4. That's giving me 12. So this is my 12 inches. And then I'll just connect it to the half length of the back like it's shown. And then for this shoulder slope, okay, see, you understand what I'm doing here. So for this shoulder slope, I'm just going to blend it down like this. And just how we did for the front, I'm just going to measure what I have as my dart here. It's 3.6. I'll bring it down. 3.6. And I'll connect it together like this. And for the back, I'm going to be going up from here by 3 inches. For the front, you use 2 inches. For the back, I'm using 3. And I'll connect it to the dart legs like this. So now we are taking out the dart for the back, and this is our hip line. This is our half length. This is our back half length, BHL. This is the center back. This is the side back. This is the side front. This is the center front. This is the half length here. So hip line. So now you will not determine the length you want it to, because the upper body is not going to get, because of the style we are making, you're not going to get to the hip line. So I'll determine where I want the upper bodies to end before we have our pleating effect for the lower bodies. But you can decide to transfer this dart to the armhole, or you can decide to leave it to be a shoulder dart. For the back, to take out the back dart, take out this dart from the shoulder at the back, just from the tip here. You know, here our dart says half inch. So from the tip here, just measure out to half inch. And then you connect it back to the armhole. Back to the armhole. Then you take out this, and you have taken out this dart. So this will now become the new armhole line. You have taken out the dart for the back. So you can transfer these darts to the side if you wish. But first of all, let's blend out this dart, because this dart is big. If you cut it like this, when you're joining, you find that one part is going to be lower than the other part when you take out these darts. So to make sure that the two sides are equal, when you take out these darts, we're just going to fold it in. So first of all, I'll start from my bust point. I choose my bust point. I'll fold from my shoulder to my bust point like shown. This is to make it easier to fold in the dart. So I'll just fold it here first. So I'll just fold it at the bust point first, and then I'll fold in my darts. I'll fold this darts like this. And then I'll place it over the second dart leg. So I just place it over the second dart leg like this. I can see that because when I cut this out, there will be, this side will be lower than this part. So, and it's not going to turn out well. So the best thing to do is you can get your ruler like this. I get your tracing wheel for that, and draw a straight line first. And then you can use your tracing wheel to transfer, but here it's folded, to transfer this to this line to this opening here. Or if you don't have a tracing wheel, you can try to use a pen and go over it, just to make sure that you transfer it over under. Get, and just mark on the line multiple times to have it transferred there. And then I can just scrape up like this, and this is going to be our new neck shoulder slope now. It's going to be our new shoulder slope now. To transfer the dart to the armhole, all you need to do is to get your ruler or copy part from this bust point line. Just mark it, so you can use the midpoint of your armhole. You can just do it like this, the way it's, mark it where it's comfortable for you. Just mark from the bust point line and connect it to your armhole. If you want to turn to your armhole princess dart. So this is it, and then you can now blend out any rough edge like so. You can use your ruler to blend it out. You can just use your free hand and blend out any pointy edge. And then the next thing to do is going to be transferring this dart to the armhole. And to transfer the dart, I'm going to be slashing here open. But before I slice this open, I need to determine my half length where I want the upper body to end. And after that, you can transfer the shoulder dart to the armhole using that manipulation technique. So now I'm going to be altering the full length. So to get where I want it to be, from this half length, I want it to get to 4.5 inches. So I'll just mark 4.5 inches, and then I'm going to mark the 4.5 inches here. Okay, from here is 0.2. So I'll just mark the same thing here to make it straight like this. So this is what I have. So from here, I'm going to curve it down like this. So I'm going to be curving it. First of all, let me curve here. I want it to be this deep. I want it to be like this. Then from here, it's going to be all the way to this point. Now from here, it goes like this. So this is how it's going to be. And then for the back, I'll repeat the same thing for the back. This is the side back. This is the side front. So I want here to match up with here. Where the certain where design is going to start from here. So I'll do the same thing. I'll measure what I have. If I put make my ruler straight, this is it. So it's going to start exactly like this, and then I will tilt it this way again, and then I'll bring in from the center back, measuring the center back as well. Then I'll bring it towards it. I want it to be straight here before it will now go curvy like this. But first of all, I don't want to work with the back dart. I want the back to be dartless. So I'm going to come to the side and take out 1 inch. This is 1 inch for this dart. I'll take out the dart. The dart is 1 inch dart. So I'm taking out the 1 inch here. And I'll blend it up and I'll blend it down. So the back bodice is dartless. So this is now an inside back. So I'm taking out this dart. I'll just roll it out. So I'll still make sure that this is just the same from here to make it easier. Still the same. Okay, yeah, it's still the same here. So this is it for our back. For where I want it to start and end. So now I'm going to be taking out this dart. Before I take out this dart, when I'm going to be cutting this out, I'm going to be cutting this out. So to make sure that this point is so aligned to this point, when I cut this out, I'm going to do this. I'll measure from here, this new style line. You can measure upward from here to this new style line. What do I have? I have 3.3, and then this place I'll also measure from here to here. So you see, giving me 3.5. So I have to make this equal. What I have, if I keep my rulers, my tape straight, is 3 points. Okay, it's 3 points, almost 3.3. So I'll just mark there, and I'll bring it here, make sure that it's aligned. So this is where it's meant to be. See? So I'll just start from here and blend it into this tie line. So when I cut out this and I'm sewing it, if this place will mash up. It will not be shorter. One side will not be shorter than the other. So that is how to take care of it. So now I'm going to be cutting this out and I'll slice this open to able to transfer this shoulder dart to become an armhole princess dart. So I'm going to start from here. Just watch how I'm going to cut it and I'll transfer this dart to here. And first of all, cut out the style line. So now I'm going to be slashing the princess dart, armhole princess dart line. But first of all, this dart, I'll fold it in, just as we folded it in earlier. I'll fold it in and I'll use my tape because I've left this open, so I can easily fold this in now. So I'll just fold this in. I'll just fold it in and use my tape to fold it down. So now I'll just cut my princess dart line like this. So this is it. So now we blended the pointy edge at this bust point line. So that's why you have this little piece. I'm just going to trim it off. So this is our center front and this is our side front. Now we're going to be pushing the neckline. I want it to be more deeper than this 3x3 and more wider. So I'll alter the neckline right away. So to alter the neckline, from here, this is where the tip of the shoulder, I'm going to be marking. I want it to be like 2.75 is fine. Mark 2.75 this way. But first of all, I want to take out ½ inch to avoid the shoulder from gaping. So I'll take out ½ inch from here. I'll blend it to the tip of the shoulder this way. So just blend it to the tip of the shoulder this way, just to make it firmer or tighter. So this is from here. So I'll now measure my 2.75. Want to be 2.75 from the tip to here, and then that means from here to here I'm having, with a certain point line, I'm having 5.25. That's fine. So from here I'll just go down by, want it to be 4 points. So we'll make it 5 inches. Just go down by 5 inches. That's the depth. And then I'm going to connect this downwards. Connect this downward like this. And then I'll square this up this way. And then I will cut it out. I'm going to be altering the neckline for the back as well. So to tighten the back as well, I'm just going to from the, and then I'll connect it to the tip of the shoulder this way. And for the depth, so I'm still going to do the same thing I did, 2.75 from here. And I'm going to do the back to be like 2.5. Let me do 2 inches for the back. So here's my 2.75. So I'll connect it from here to this. Ones are ready. So I'll be marking my sewing allowance. I'm going to add half inch white cotton here, half inch to the shoulder, half inch to the armhole, and to the side I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches. For the zipper, this is the zipper center back. So here I'm going to be adding 1 inch, and for here I'm going to be adding half inch to the full length for joining the lower bodice to it. And this is all we have for our back front bodies. And for the front bodies, this is the side back. I'm going to be adding 1.5 to the side back. This I'm going to add in half inch all the way, half inch, armhole half inch. To this design here, half inch, and that is it. So for the center front, say it's going to be half inch, and then for this center front, it's going to be on fold. So I'm just going to indicate that. So here is going to be on fold. So it's going to be on fold. That's why I made this. And then the neck area half inch, the shoulder half inch, half inch, half inch. You consider as where the armhole is going to start. So half inch all the way like this. And this is all we have for our pattern drafting. So I'm going to go ahead and place it on my fabric and I'll start cutting them out. So I've gone ahead to cut it out on my fabric. As you can see, this is center front, this is the side front. Here I added half inch all the way round, half inch. Here is some fold, and here half inch. And I've cut the lining piece as well. And this is the center, the side front, half inch all the way, half inch, half inch, half inch. Here I added 1.5 just as I indicated on the pattern. So this is it, all we have for the front. And for the back, I've cut out the back. The back has no lining, so I'm using a lace. So I have laminated the lace to this one. I'll be doing that to the front pattern after I'm done joining it. I'll be hand tacking the lace to it. So for the back there's no dart, so there's no need hand tacking. So I just laminated the lace to it. So and I used a fusible interfacing for the inside, and I used the same feasible interfacing for the front as well, just that the lace is not added to the front, and this is the back. So and I've also cut out the lining piece for the back as well. This is lining piece for the back. So now I'm going to head over to my sewing machine and start sewing this down. Sew it down. I'm going to start with the front and I'm going to be joining this. I'm going to start with the front. I'm going to be joining this by half of an inch. I'm going to join them like this after I'm done opening it up. So I'll just take out the tips, the pins, and I will start joining. So this is how I'm going to be sewing it. I'm going to, this is the center front. I'm going to join this to the side by half of an inch, and I'll also bring in this. I'll sew this to this side too by half of an inch, and then I'll repeat the same thing to the lining piece, and I'll show you what I have. Let's go. So this is the front. I've gone ahead to sew it by half of an inch, and I've ironed it down, and I've also gone ahead to laminate the lace to it, the lace material to it, and this is the lining piece. I added the wording to it, and so now I'm just going to go ahead and mash up the shoulder. I'm going to mash up the neckline by half of an inch, and then I will introduce the back piece. I'll also mash up the lining, the back piece, the neck area of the back piece with the lining by half of an inch. Repeat that to this side as well, and then I can now join the shoulders together, the lining to lining, fabric to fabric for the front and the back. So we are going to go ahead to cut the sleeve. To cut the sleeve, I folded it into four. I folded it twice and then I folded it again, so I can cut the two sleeves at once. So for my sleeve length, make sure it's fine. I've marked my 13 points line here. I should bring it down so it can be equal. So this is going to be my starting point line. Clear now this is going to be my starting point line. Yes. So from here, my sleeve is a short sleeve, so the length is going to be 9 inches. So this is for the main. This I'm cutting it on the main fabric first. So I'm still going to cut out the lining piece. The length is going to be 9 inches. So to the 9 inches, I'm going to add my hemming allowance of 1.5 inches, making it 10.5. So I'll extend the marking here. But the sleeve cap, I'm going to come in down by 5 inches, by 4.5 inches. I mean, so I'm going to come in down by 4.5 inches. Then I'll connect this line. This is the full length. And with my free hand, I will just add half inch here. This is starting point line. I'm going to add half inch for sewing allowance, and I will just trace it in like this. I'll just cover out my sleeve cap this way, and to the full length, I'm going to be marking my sleeve circumference divided by 2. This circumference I'm working with is 16.5, so I'll divide 16.5 by 2, and that should give me 8.25. I think so. Yeah, that's giving me 8.25. I'll place my 8.25 here, and I'll mark a sewing allowance of 1.25, and like that I'll just connect this to it, and I'll go ahead to cut it out. So this is my normal 9 inches. I'll just mark it up. I'm going to give you a notch. This is the sewing element allowance of 1.5 inches. You can see it. My full length is 9. The length I'm working with is 9, which is here, plus 1.5 inches. I'll just notch here when I'm done cutting it, and I'll go ahead and cut this out. So for the lining, I folded it into 4 as well, and I'm just going to place this on top of it, and I'll trace this out. So I'll take this out, and I'll be reducing this by 1 inch. So that is all for my sleeve, and so this place I'm going to be notching this, the main length, which is 9 inch. I'll just give a notch here. So I'm going to be showing you how to do lamination, how to laminate. This is the main fabric, this is the front side. I'm going to be showing you how to do lamination. Just bring out, place the right side of your fabric of your main piece, and then you place the lining piece on it. So you just place the lining, the lace on it. Place the lace on it like this, and then you're going to be working with your hemming gum. This is the hemming gun I have, is the one on your dish. If you have the one that is half meter, half inch, or 1 inch, you can use that as well. And if you have this one, just try and cut it out a tiny piece. That's what you're going to be using to laminate it. Or you can place this on your, if you don't have hemming gum, you can just use your machine, just run a straight stitch all around it, following the shape of your sleeve. And that's also another way to laminate, to just attach your lacing to your main piece. So I'll be doing the lamination for this video. So I'll just go ahead and place it round it like this. And when ironing, make sure that you're using a steaming iron to iron, so that it will dissolve the whole hemming gum into it, so there won't be white patches all around. So just randomly place them round it like this, and that was how I laminated the back, the upper bodice for the back, and also the front. That was how I did that. So this is just me showing how I went about that. So after I'm done placing my hemming gum, I will just place my lace on it, and with my iron I'll put it in steam. Then I can press this down. Be careful, you can use this covering that I've forgotten the name. This Teflon cloth. I don't know what it's called again. You can use it, but go ahead and press it down like this. Just have to be careful not to burn your clothes. Just go ahead and press it this way. Then after I'm done, I will just use my scissors and cut all the excesses, tracing it with the main using the I can see my sleeve, you can see your sleeve, you just trace it that way. So this is it. As you can see, my sleeve is just ready, and I'm going to be repeating this for the other sleeve as well. So these are the sleeve, this is for the other one, and this is for the second sleeve. So I'm going ahead to laminate the both of them. So now I'm just going to go ahead and continue our sewing process. So these are my sleeves. I'm going ahead to turn it with the lining, and these are the two sleeves. I did the same thing to this one. So now I'm going to go ahead to attach this sleeve to the upper bodice. So this is the upper bodice. I have turned the neckline and I have joined it to the back at the shoulder. So this is my shoulder. So I've joined everything, both the lining and the main fabric. So I'll go ahead to attach my sleeves to them, and I'll sew it down by half of an inch, after which I'll go ahead to weave it up. So this is the front. I'm done attaching the sleeves and have also shaped the side. So we're now left with the working and the lower part. So I'll kindly weave the lower part, or when I'm done fixing the lower body suite, I can weave them all. So this is how it's looking, and now I'm not attached my zipper. So we need to attach the lower part and then we'll go ahead to do our zipper. So I'll keep this aside. So this is the front. I'm done attaching the sleeves and have also shaped the side. So we're now left with the working and the lower part. So I'll kindly weave the lower part, or when I'm done fixing the lower body suite, I can weave them all. So this is how it's looking, and now I'm not attached my zipper. So we need to attach the lower part and then we'll go ahead to do our zipper. So I'll keep this aside. So for the lower part, I've cut out a long strip of fabric that I'll be gathering for the down effect. So for the lower parts, I've weaved it and I've folded it in by half of an inch. And this is going to be a long gown. And for this part, I also weaved it. So this part is going to be the upper part. I've also weaved it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it like by 1.5 inch like this. So I'll fold it in by 1.5 inches and I will pin it down just to get that effect at the hip area. So this is 1.5 inches and the middle of 1.5 inches is 0.75. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can use your eye to do that. Can eyeball it, or you can just use your pin and be holding it down by 1.5 inches. So I'm going to do that all the way through. So I just keep doing my 1.5 inches like so. This is 1.5. So after I'm done doing this all the way through, I'm going to be sewing my gathers on 0.575. That is the middle of um 1.5 inches. So I'm going to be sewing my gathers like this, and I'm going to gather it all the way through. So I'll do that and I'll show you how the whole thing turned out to be. So right now I'm done gathering it. You can see I gathered it on that 0.75 inches. This is how the wrong side is looking. So what I'm going to do, and I've also gone ahead to weave the lower part of my upper bodice. So I'm going to be marking half inch all around it like this. This is where I'm going to be sewing and attaching my this lower part to it. So just mark half 0.5 inches, and then I'm going to introduce, I'm going to find the midpoint of this, and I'll be placing it on it like shown. So I'm going to be sewing exactly on the same place I ran my gather stitch. So I'm going to be sewing it like this on the gathers stitch, and I'm going to be making sure that I'm covering it just as the curve of the lower bodies of the this upper bodies is. I'm going to covering it, maintaining the design at the lower part, and I'm going to be sewing it on this gather stitch. So I'll just stitch that up. So this is the turnout. I have sewn this, as you can see, and then I went ahead to add lining inside. I cut a shorter piece of lining from inside, and I gathered it and placed it inside. And I've gone ahead to also attach my invisible zipper to it at the back. So this is the final result. So our gown is ready. See the sleeves. It's a full length gown. It's a full length gown, and this is how it turned out to be. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, remain blessed, stay fabulous, bye bye.